Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the last day of Meet the Artist session. Today, we will be having 5 talented artists with me who will come up and talk about their art piece and also get to know them a little bit better. So do sit back and hopefully you can grab a teh tarik with you and you can enjoy the conversation with us. So first up, we will have Jason, also known as JDA Studio, who will come up and join me for a chat. So please, everybody, please welcome Jason. All right, Jason. So how are you today?
Thank you. I'm good. Uh, just had my lunch.
Oh, same. All right. So could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and your background?
All right. So I'm Jason, and I'm a 3D artist. I actually started off as being an animator. But since then, I have my feet wet in a lot more of other pipelines. So that's why I call myself a 3D artist instead of an animator. I think I've been in this industry for like nearly ten years now. Yeah, with majority of them in the game industry. So yeah,
Oh,
that's
really
me.
long. That's really long, almost 10 years. What do you
Yeah.
like about it? Like, being in the industry, like, I know as an animator, is it somewhat different from what you normally do now, like as a 3D artist?
I I think I'm able to be responsible for a lot more of things other than just making things move on screen. So that's a good thing as well.
Mm. Okay, since you said about, like you were an animator and now you became a 3D artist, so like how did you like join the NFT space?
How did I join the NFT space? I think what really pulls me into the NFT space is the community. I don't think I have been in one art community like this, right? That is really supportive of each other's artwork. Most of the time, I think that I'll join all of these art groups, and then most of the time they are just very what do you call it, self-centered. It's it's all about the artwork. It's all like trying to spam and hey, I'm the best and whatnot like that. Or maybe I'm just terrible at searching a good art community, I guess.
That's quite true because this is also the first time that found a community that is quite like welcoming. Like they're very like
Mm-hmm.
inclined to just share everybody. So I think I understand what you're talking about. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
your artwork behind me, it's called Babel's Flick, right? So could
Yep.
you tell me a little bit more about it and like what's the story behind it?
Um, I I think the first question is I would like to ask everyone here. Do you have you heard of the story of the Tower of Babel? So Babel's flick is actually a visualized concept of that story. So it's either a myth or history, depending on your perspective and where you came from. So it is interesting, right? That at one point in the past, we were all one language and one community, and we actually tried to build a structure that actually reaches the heaven. And it is said that the heavens actually stop that from happening by confusing the humankind with languages and scattering us all over the world. So I guess this is a creative visualization that I did, and I actually use goal, being the only one thing that we all universally understand, and using it as a metaphor as to how the Babel structure is built upon. Yeah.
Oh, wow, you actually create like very aesthetically like pleasing work. Like all of your works are very coming from an architecture background, like your works are really, really aesthetic to look at, especially like the way that the scale of your works, like of your arches and whatnot. Like do you have sort of an eye for, making sure like your works have to be aesthetically pleasing in that kind of way?
um, I I think it's part of the OCDness in me, because I always try to have that very nice framing. Like if it's not part of a good framing, then I'll try not to work anymore towards it, and then maybe redevelop my idea. Playing with the colors, playing with the concept. That sort of thing. And I actually like to use a lot of big scale to actually drive the perspective, and really just want to focus. And really just want to like bring the focus to something that is very small in this big scale, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
Okay, well, your works are, since you put a lot of meaning to it, and I was just wondering because you have a series called Gigantic Volume 1 series, right? So I was just
Yeah.
wondering, like, what was the message behind the series that you have?
Okay, so I think the it actually did not started out as a series. It started out just as an experiment, and also a genesis piece for me into the NFT piece. It was right about the second gigantic piece that I actually thought like, hey, this could actually be like a very short volume 1 series or something like that. But yeah, the idea of it, I think, is also a visualization of the basic, the foundational shape that actually shapes our design and concept. And I think that the cube, sphere, and the triangle is where all of us actually start from. Then from there we start to mold it, we start to push the sides, we start to stretch the form to become what we want them to become. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so another question I do have is that when I was looking you up, like, looking at your art, and I saw that you draw pretty well, like with your ink drawings. So how did like the transition happen, from doing 2D art to 3D art? And, are you still making 2D drawings?
Um, I I mean, 2D has always been something that I've done even before going 3D. Thank you, dinosaurs. 3D. I think 3D just come. Just came as natural as a natural part of the progression for me when I want to go into the animation industry. Is just that I do a lot more of 2D back then, because I have got a lot more of 3D things that I have been doing for when I work and all like this. I just want a little bit of different flavor. But now, yeah, since I've been in the game industry, I don't really create too much of 3D, but instead animate 3D, that sort of camera angles and whatnot. So that's why now I actually have time again to actually start to play with a lot more of 3D concepts and design. I still do uh, 2D drawings, but it's not much these days. But they still stand as a basis, for my idea conceptions and whatnot like that.
I see. Actually, I'm quite different from you because I can't draw, like not as good as like some people. So I appreciate like when people do like ink drawings. I think people that do ink drawings are like super incredible because I can never do that. All right. Okay, so the next question I have is, do you have a favorite artist in the NFT space?
I I haven't actually found like one that I really like or like really follow yet. But I do have to give a shout out, to Wayne, for pointing me in the right direction. Because I've been like wondering about NFT and having a hard time trying to find an entry point. So that's actually how I found my way into the Malaysian NFT community.
Hmm.
So as they say, right, that's from there. It's history already.
Oh, so Wayne kind of like guided you into like the whole NFT space,
Yeah.
because he's quite talented in his works also, with his sculpting and
Yes.
everything. It's
Yes.
very
Yes.
powerful, his works.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question I have is, is there anything you're currently working on? Maybe you can spoil us a little bit.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a little bit tough because I don't think I have actually prepped that part of the artwork just yet. But I am going to be dropping something on NFTB Marketplace, probably
Mm.
around 8 p.m. GMT 8 tonight. It's gonna be going on auction. So just
Oh,
just testing
okay.
out their auction system and see how that goes.
So it's going to be on the NFTB marketplace.
Yep.
So tonight at 8 p.m. All
The
right.
funny thing is that I actually wanted to put it on hand, and
Ah,
I actually asked the community about it, and a few of them says that, hey, put it on NFTB. So I'm like, okay, maybe NFTB it is then.
okay, so we will look forward to that for tonight then. All
Thank you,
right.
thank you.
Okay, so that's all I have for Jason. Do anybody want to ask him any questions? Feel free to ask. No? Okay, never mind. Last random question. What is your order for the mama? Like, when you go mama, what
Oh,
do you normally order?
okay, I will say this. Teh tarik kurang 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 manis, boss.
That's all? Like, you don't eat anything? Like, do you have
Well,
like
I
a
mean,
favorite?
currently I've already had my lunch, but I'll probably order a roti pisang.
All right, so that's all for Jason. Thank you so much for coming up to speak about, your art and talking to me.
Thank you for having me, Gray.
All right, give it a round of applause to Jason. All right, so the next up on the list, we will have Lau, who is also known as Never Asleep. And we will. All right.
Now?
I think you'll have to change the artwork of Hi Lau. And then the other
Excuse me.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Our second artist today will be Never Asleep, and also known as Lau. So give it a great applause for Lau. All
Thank
right, hi
you.
Lau. How are you
Hello.
today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay,
How are you?
yeah, I'm fine, thank you. All right. So can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you do in your background?
I'm Lau. Or my online handle is Never Asleep. So daytime I'm actually motion graphics and visual effects artist, mainly in commercial kind of work. So yeah, I love to explore quite a different mediums like photography, visual effects, and 3D animation in all my personal artwork. And most of the time, I've been doing all these personal art like at night, which is why I use the handle never sleep. Yeah. So yeah, most of my current theme now of my artworks are actually based around like a surreal kind of direction. So it's actually a kind of since the pandemic started, things hasn't been so smooth. So it's a kind of a way for me um, to like escape, to get away from all those negative energies and all, which is why I think my artworks are a bit more surreal and magical and towards a calming type of direction. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does have a calming. I mean, like look at it, it's so beautiful to look at. I'm very curious, about your art
Thank you.
direction. Because you
Mhm.
do have like a little bioluminescent world series, right, on your foundation. So maybe you
Yep.
could tell us a little bit more, like how did you start and what's your creative process behind it?
Um, yeah, it's this is actually the third part of the Little World series I've been working on the past couple of months. So the first one was like a miniature world, then the second one was like a underwater world. So this one is the bioluminescence is
Mm.
strongly inspired by the bioluminescence beaches that we always have seen in online, the photographs and video. So yeah, it's something that I always thought I want to go and visit one day. So it's kind of a surreal and magical kind of feeling. So it's what influenced and yeah inspired me for this third piece, which is why also it has that water the beaches wave hitting at the bottom of the this little island. Yeah.
Do you have like you were quite specific, with your color schemes. Like, did you choose these colors for a reason, or did you just like them?
Um, I think colors wise, my past few pieces have been uh, quite around pinkish, cyan kind of
Mm.
turquoise kind of color. Um, I think it's just these kind of colors that gives me the feeling of uh, very calming kind of feeling. So most of my stuff are actually created based around what I feel, how I felt during the process. So there's not like a specific reason like why I choose that color, but I guess somehow all those feelings just kind of spill over to most of the recent artworks. So they kind of have this kind of tone and mood to it. I guess yeah.
I see, because I think your works are so well known with like the colors. Like if I see something that's like pink, purple, or like bluish tone, I'm like, oh, okay, that's Laos, but and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. So your pieces are very very detailed. So is there any piece in the series has been like the most challenging one for you to
mm,
create?
yeah, I think I think if looking at my art pieces, to me every piece is it has its own challenges. Because I always, besides just doing personal art, just for like like for fun, for like a um, it's also a way for me to try something new, to explore
Mm-hmm.
new technique, new tool, or yeah, it's just each piece is it has its own challenges in it. Like for example, this latest piece is actually, I think the toughest part is the dynamic part, like the toughest thing is the water at the bottom, which I think this is my first time doing water simulation in a 3D animation. So yeah, it's and the tricky part is actually get it to look perfectly. So yeah, so it's that, I think that's the toughest part for this piece. And then for like other pieces like the previously one, I even did like cloth simulations and all those kind of dynamic movements. Yeah, like I said, the really tricky one is make them look seamlessly. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. Jason says water simulation is so tough.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so just but although it's difficult, but it's still fun to play around with it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's worth it though because it's really really beautiful. I think the statement piece definitely the water. It's so calming. It just keeps on like splashing around.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so you also featured in the Business Times with Siobhan and Ronald. So how has your journey been in the NFT space so far?
Um, yeah, it's actually quite considered very overwhelming for me. It's like super crazy. I actually never thought that I'll even get mentioned in the Business Times Singapore.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I started all this is and also I never even thought that I'll get showcased alongside all so many great artists, Asian artists in CAWA, the crypto art with Asia. So I'm actually very grateful, very lucky that that my artworks have reached collectors that resonate with them. So
Mm.
yeah, and yeah, it has been a very lucky and overwhelming journey for me. But also I really want to thank all the retweets and sharing from all the fellow artists and friends being so supportive all this while. Yeah. And the best part is actually get to connect with so many people. So yeah.
So humble now. Okay, so I also like to congratulate you because you recently just sold your the piece that you put on foundation. I think Noel's put it with your collaboration, right? You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
got a bid and then you sold. So how is it like, doing collaborations with like photographers such as Anocam and also this time Noel's? So like how did the
Mm.
collab come about?
Actually, I've known like Anocam Noel some time back. When the
Oh.
time way before NFT, I know them when we were all artists, like all everyone trying to beat the algorithm on Instagram, trying to support each other on Instagram. Those were the time we were. Since then, we know each other, and then I actually collaborated with Noel like some time ago, which we actually also sold on NFT. But that piece was deep uh, before before the NFT came about. So yeah, it's automatically it's kind of like a we just thought that, hey, why not we just collaborate and do something just to um, it'll be fun to just join and combine our style, our art to see where it takes. So it may open up different door, open up different possibilities. So we just take it as a way of exposing each other and also help out and also have fun. I think the most important part is we actually had fun to just work on those stuff together. Yeah.
So how did the process, did you guys choose the photos together? Like, did you guys come up with a concept? What was the first step into, giving you an idea of what to create, the 3D statement piece for the photograph itself.
Actually, those we actually like for example for both of their cases, we went through the photograph, and then I was like saying, oh, maybe I would want to try something, one of my elements on your photograph, and then he was like, oh, why not you try this photograph of mine? So we actually gone back and forth uh, uh, a few rounds, like choosing what we think is best. So it's it's a constant communication, and then like trying to get the idea locked in the direction, and then yeah, but a lot of times they actually, both of them actually trust me a lot, in the sense where they say, oh, you can do your magic on my photograph, and then sometimes once I done it, I send it back, and then I get some feedback from them, and then yeah, then we just improve on that together, and eventually
Mm. I see. Because I also saw Cam's photos, and I think he's so talented in like taking pictures of like the street photography in
yep
Japan, because
yep
the way he takes them is like so serene, because I know like
yeah
it's very bustling there, right? And like the way that he captures it, it just shows that like how he can create something like very serene, and I think that matches your style pretty well. Same with Noel's actually,
mm,
like they have that similar like serene, like calming effect on their photography. So I think the collab was really, really, I think I would say perfect, but I think really balanced out well with your work.
thank you
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So the next question I have, like, do you have a favorite artist in the NFT space?
um this is actually the toughest question of all. Uh, favorite favorite,
I
because
mean,
I actually like to get inspired by all kind of artists, different kind of artists. Uh, I always like to break things down. So
mm,
like for example, these artists, I like to break down their stuff, like say, oh, I like the colors. The other one maybe is, oh, I like the storytelling. I like the mood. So actually, I always take inspiration from all different kind of artists. So, but if really need to name one, I would say is Chris Chris Pierre. He's a director, designer, for
mm-hmm,
feature films, commercials, and games. He also in NFT, but I think he's still mostly in those commercial work. So yeah, he's not super active on NFT, but he sold quite a few pieces as well, quite well. And he's actually, his work is um, the kind that really inspired me, like pushing the boundaries of technologies and tools, and yeah, the modes and styling as well.
mm. What was his name again? Chris Pierre.
Bjere.
Oh, all right. I'll definitely check him out later. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. So, is there anything you're working on right now, after your collaboration? Maybe you can spoil us a little.
Um, I'm still in the very early stage of my next piece. My next I'm not sure it will be a single piece or a series like I just did. So
Mm.
still pretty early. I think nothing much I can share as of now yet. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. Because I do understand, because you just finished up a collaboration, right? So you're just starting a new project. So, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So if anyone have any questions, feel free to ask Lau on his beautiful piece right here. Okay, while waiting, why don't you just share with us, Mumu has a question. Why you never sleep?
Uh,
How many
why
hours
I
do you
never
sleep?
sleep? No, I sleep pretty normal. It's just like I said, because I most of the time I just do all this personal art at night. So sometimes I work until quite late. So which is why I just use the handle never asleep. So yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, just tell us maybe, your go-to order in Mama.
um, Maggie Goreng. I guess.
Maggi goreng with
And
what do you pair with?
Milo dinosaur. I miss that.
Okay, Momo has a question. How did you
Ah,
move from your Genesis, which is scary, to this, calm and peaceful series?
oh yeah, actually that's a good question. That uh, I actually like to do all kind of different styling as well, like I mentioned. So that piece was is a little bit of those. The theme was based around like breaking free. So I was like doing doing an art piece where trying to break away from my normal life, that kind of stuff. And yeah, that piece is actually when I was quite motivated. Whereas the after that, all these pieces are when I'm a bit how to put it, a bit stressed out. So just want to do something calming and relaxing. So yeah, which is why there's a big contrast. But one day I may go back to that kind of styling as well. Um, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Expect the unexpected, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
up and
Thank you.
talking to
Thank
me.
you. Thank you
All
for
right,
having me.
so coming up we will have Azarikh here. So we will be right back and we'll see you guys later. All right, welcome back, everybody. I have with me today here is Azarikh, so please give him a warm welcome. Hi, Azarikh, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay, I'm so sorry that since you're very busy, so we'll just
Sorry, I'm late.
try to. It's okay. All right, so can you just please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do in your background?
Okay. Right. So, hi everyone. I'm Azarikh. I'm a like 2D, 3D motion designer. Currently working full time doing design and motion, and um, I do a little bit 2D and 3D animation, but um, mostly I do a lot of motion graphics work, and yeah, this.
I see.
Mhm.
How long have you been in the industry?
Um, I think right now I've been in like uh 5 to 6 years since I
Mm,
started to work. Yeah, it's been a while.
it's fine. Jason said like he's been in the industry for almost 10 years.
Mhm.
Okay, so what made you interested, in joining the NFT space?
Um, Back then I wasn't really, last year I wasn't really interested in joining NFT because of, like this thing was um really new to me
Mm-hmm.
in the last year. And then when it started to like getting hype from everyone, like like every artist that I followed um started to join and do work, digital art, and sell them on as NFT. So I'm interested to, like learn all of this. And I like I started to apply to this NFT marketplace. Like how do I want to sell my artwork? I mean, like to join the community, and like to explore more about, you know e- even more about the crypto scene, and yeah, everything about NFT.
Was it difficult for you to kind of like learn about it and start, because it can be very confusing, right? When you
Yeah.
first heard of it and then you don't know where to go.
hmm
So did you think like finding a community would help first timers, especially when they want to get into NFTs?
Yeah, I mean, like if you right now we have a lot of community that can help you, in terms of, the the right platform, or maybe even how to learn about what's the meaning of NFT and everything. So like we have the right community, like we have like Malaysian NFT, like NFXT. So having the right community is really like suitable, and maybe the fastest way to learn NFT. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so speaking back to your work, I was just wondering, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your inspiration and your story behind your art piece.
The uh the elevator.
Yeah, the one behind it.
Yeah. So okay, this piece was, like it was a old piece that I have, but that piece was in in as a still. It's not really animation, slow motion. So like I always like like cat. Everyone like cat, right? So um so when I look at the piece, like I trying to I try to you know like the piece before this, it was floating, like the cat was floating. And so like I was thinking to remake the piece and make the cat like something like maybe floating, so I don't know really. But so I was trying to like, so I animate the cat floating, like the so it was floating. And like we have crystal in the center. And so I made it like floating circle around a little bit. It wasn't like really a special, like I just want to make the piece really like cute and colorful. And yeah.
Mm. Yeah, because your pieces are also quite surreal. Like it's on the
Mm,
surrealist art side.
yeah.
So and also you use a lot of like purple as like a
Mm-hmm,
statement color in your pieces. So I
mm-hmm,
was wondering,
mm-hmm.
is there like a reason for that? And if your art has
Um,
one message, then what would it be?
so I wasn't really like really a colorful person, in real life. So I really like, like black. So back then my design wasn't really like colorful, like I always stick with one color or two color. So as my work evolved, like this year I was trying to experiment with a lot of colors. So this year that it will be like purple for me, like, but I mix them a lot with other color, like blue,
Mm,
green. Yeah.
see. Okay. Another question I do have for everyone is for you. It's do you have a favorite artist in the NFT space?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, the question is, do you have like a favorite artist in the NFT space that
Um,
inspired you?
I think the most must be FUCK render. Yeah. I think right he's really, like talented and like really inspired me. I mean, his work. I've been following his work for like since he started. Like when he was not really well known in 3D.
Hmm.
So he when I followed like his journey, I was like really inspired with what he's doing. Like 3D. And so I was when like um joined the NFT space. So like it inspired me a little lah to join the crypto space as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that he does inspire a lot of people. Like his work is like people kind of symbolizes it, right? It's like they take it as inspiration and it's like, he's really inspirational, from what you said, like how he wasn't really well known and then suddenly he just kind of blew up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
so last question I have is, is there anything you're currently working on for like NFTs? Maybe you can spoil us a little.
um I think like no right now is no question.
Nothing?
So, uh I think like I really just want to know about like the like the purpose of like I don't know, like this event, right?
Mm.
So I mean, like it connected all of the artists all around the Southeast Asia. I just grateful lah. I mean, to be among the artists. Yeah,
Yeah, because your work has been featured quite a lot of places. So
yeah.
congratulations to you. So I
Thank you.
guess a rather very random question to end off this session is, do
Okay.
you have a favorite go-to order when you go to the mama?
Okay, when every time like I went to mama, doesn't matter like I went alone or with my friends. I think I always ordered um like uh roti telur, like
Mm-hmm.
roti telur,
Mm-hmm.
that like
Yeah.
the egg with prata,
Mm-hmm.
and the drinks will be um teh ice, milk tea,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the both combination, or it will be like Maggi goreng
Maggi
with
goreng is
with
everyone's
with
favorite.
with, with telur mata. Yeah, of
Mm.
course.
Okay. Do anyone have any questions for Azarikh? Feel free to ask him. Okay. If there's no questions, thank you so much, Azarikh, for your time and coming up to talk to me and speak about your art.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So give a
Thank,
round of applause
thank
to
you.
Azarikh. Yeah. All right. We will be right back, and the next artist to come up will be Ewwith. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. And right here next to me, we have our fourth artist. His name is Ewwith. Hi, Ewwith. How are you today? Oh, did he leave? the last. Okay, hi Ewwith, are you back? Hello? Okay, welcome back, everybody. So sorry for the technical difficulties, but we have Alexander here up as an artist. So yeah, everybody, please welcome Alexander. Hi, Alex. So how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm fine. All right. So could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and your background?
So hi guys, I'm Alex, and I'm a photographer and visual artist. So I recently transitioned from a photographer into a digital artist, and I basically explore into surrealism and nature and environments like sex spaces. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So you talked about being a photographer and also you transition into, as a 3D artist. And I do know that you have works featured, in kind of Malaysia, Tourism Malaysia, and stuff like that. So what was the transition like from a photographer to a 3D artist?
It was not too bad because I found a community basically NFXT and Malaysia NFT, and they were actually quite welcoming and they were very warm. And I also started Twitter for my art account, so that actually helped a lot. And
In
everyone
terms,
was just very welcoming. Yeah.
oh, okay. So in terms of like community wise, you also feel like, we do need like a sense of community to kind of get along and to
Hmm.
know how to get into NFTs, right?
Yeah, definitely. They really help a lot.
Okay, so since now your piece is up, so maybe you could tell us a little bit about your piece here, Serenity.
Yeah, so Serenity was something I 3D modeled using Blender, and it basically represents how I felt during this time as in the pandemic, like COVID. I just felt very confined in my own space, and I'm a person that loves going outdoors, like taking hikes, doing outdoor activities like kayaking or rock climbing. So I'm a very like nature-like person. So I actually missed the outdoors a lot, and actually most of my works these days that I design is based on how I feel these days. So the confinement in the space at home just makes me miss the outdoors, and I just created a piece like this. And actually, the mountains was something that was in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So I created a view that I could actually just sit and look as the sun goes down. I just wanted
I
something calming, I guess. Yeah.
I think compared to other artists that I've spoken with, like for example Jason and Lau, like their works are very surreal and they do give the message of calm and serene, But for you, it's a different case because your works tend to lean into more a realistic kind of work.
Mhm.
Um, so how is it like? Is it because you have an eye for realism from a photography's eye, or do you just like things to? Do you want to make things to become so realistic that people can really feel how real it is?
Yeah, I think it's more of creating that or invoking that feeling for people to feel like as if they're there and they can experience the space itself. Yeah.
Okay, so is there any particular thing because you do like working with nature? So is it because yeah, like what you said, like you like to go outside and everything, or is that do you have like a bigger message for your art?
Uh, Not really, I guess. It's just more of the things I like, I guess.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe just showing the importance of the environments. Yeah.
Okay, so another question I do have is which piece of art that has been like the most challenging work for you to create and why?
Mm, I think Perculator would be the most challenging one because it was something that I took a lot of time and effort to actually bring everything together. Apart from just 3D modeling, I actually had
Mm-hmm.
to put in some details in terms of like animating water and adding some effects, like sound effects basically, to create like a nature-like sound. So I think I even had to do particles, and it was like a challenge for me, because something new.
How
Like
long did
what
it take?
Lao said,
How
in
long
terms of
did
his
it take
water.
for you? How long did it take for you to create that art piece?
I'm actually not too sure, but it was definitely days. But the render time was quite long. It's like a day-ish.
I see. Okay, so do you have a favorite artist in the NFT space as well?
Not really an artist, but I have an architect as an inspiration, if that counts.
Yeah, sure.
If you guys know Geoffrey Bao, he's a Sri Lankan architect. He does lots of environmental architecture, and he just designs spaces around nature instead of actually disrupting it or removing it from the space. So if he has a tree around there, he doesn't demolish or takes away, but he just rather creates a space with the tree in it. So I guess that's where my inspiration usually comes from.
I see. Was there any difficulties that you experienced when you first started out as a 3D artist?
Not really, because I came from architecture school, so I actually had to use 3D modeling softwares, but it was Autodesk Revit back then. So I guess the only difficulty was that I had to learn Blender, which is like a start again for a new software. So yeah, I guess that was the difficult part.
So do you have like any advice for people that are looking into starting their own 3D art journey? Because you started the same way, right? So any advice?
I guess the advice would be just to constantly just try to do things and learn new things as you go and just have fun, I guess. Just don't really force yourself to create something and just push things, I guess. Just take your time, do some quality work, and constantly learn.
Okay, yeah, I do. I think I do agree with that. Especially when you learn a new software, and it's very overwhelming to see a lot of tutorials and people doing really, really beautiful work. But you have to remind yourself that people didn't get there with like a day worth of progress. So yeah, because I started with doing the Blender donut last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it takes time. So okay, last question I have for you is, are you currently working on anything? If you are, you can spoil us a little.
Yes, actually, I'm actually working on something, but it's taking a little bit longer because I'm a bit busy as well now. You can actually see like the progress on Instagram, like my recent post. That's like the sneak peek, I guess, of my drop soon.
Yeah, I think you're busy with managing Malaysian NFT's Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
Social media manager. Okay, so last random question is, what is your go-to order for mama?
I guess nasi goreng kambing.
And you pair it with what drink?
Ice kosong. I just drink water with mama.
Drink water with mama.
Yes, I know it's weird, but healthy life.
Okay, so anybody have any questions for Alexander? Please feel free to speak, or you can type in the chat. Okay, so I think that is it for Alexander. Thank you so much for coming up and talking to me and telling me more about your piece.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Someone gave you an angry face. All right, so thank you so
no.
much. Coming up next, we will have our last artist. He will be Ewwith, and he'll be joining us shortly. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody. We will have our last artist of the day, and he is Ewwith. So please welcome Ewwith, everybody. Hi, Ewwith. How are you today?
Hey everybody, I'm so sorry for being late. Yeah, the traffic was so heavy and the flight was delayed. And I just want to say thank you for inviting me to the most isolated mama in the world right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard traffic is
Hi
really
Gray,
crazy
how are
out there.
you?
I am fine, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Unlike you, traffic is a breeze for
Mhm.
me because we have EMCO, so there's no one outside. All right.
Yeah.
So could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and your background?
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah. Before I introduce myself, I would like to ask, who thought that I was a girl? Yeah, I saw the poster and I was reading the poster and I was reading it. I was scanning it and I saw the word her and I thought I was like, oh, this is just an honest mistake. This is a typo. And then I saw the word she there, so yeah, these guys definitely thought I was a girl. So yeah, I am a man. Yeah, I am a girl. I'm not a girl, but that's also probably my fault because I didn't tell you guys in the first place. Yeah, and I know it's because of my name, and that's my real name actually. My name is Mohammed. My name is Kisti Yahya. Yeah, but my artist name is you can just call me Ewwith, or you can just call me Kisti, Kiss or whatever. Yeah, my artist name is Ewwith. My background, oh man, my background. You have no idea. I have zero knowledge in art.
Wow. So what made you get started, in your art journey? Hello? I am so sorry, everybody. He's a magician. Yeah, or maybe we can just start a conversation. So, 13,000 cases, guys.
scary.
Yeah. I don't know what's today's one though. Have you guys gotten your vaccination? Oh. At least the vaccination rates are pretty good.
Mine is the second one soon already. No, not soon. In 2 more months. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, remembered. To that people. How's the situation in Singapore? I thought they want to do a lockdown, right? Yeah, hi Speak. How's everything in Singapore? Oh, yeah, I heard about the KTV cluster. Yeah, the cluster in Singapore. Yeah, like those I don't know, the illegal ones, I think. Hi, Ewwith.
Yeah. Sorry. I think my internet
What?
is really
Okay,
bad right
fine.
now. sorry. Yeah, and now I'm here sitting with you guys with all the talented artists, and I was so like I was so intimidated when I scrolled through the accounts. I was like, oh my god, these people are amazing. These guys are like Hollywood level artists. And then so yeah, and then I only got started with 3D designing when I only like a few months ago. Yeah, believe it or not, only a few months ago. It was like during March. Yeah, so that's my background. I at first I don't know anything about it, and then I only followed the accounts of 3D designs, 3D renders, and now I'm here with you guys. Yeah.
I see. So I know you started 3D like a few months ago, as you said, because I saw you did the blender, the donut tutorial, right?
Yeah, yeah. Everyone knows that donut tutorial blender thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious, how did you come up with your artist name, Ewwith? Is there a meaning?
Oh man, it's actually a very very deep story about it. The way I found that name is actually from Shrek movie. Yeah, the third Shrek movie, and then this character, this girl, she saw Shrek, and then she said Ewwith, and that's it. That's how my name. That's how I got my name.
I see. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So why?
Sorry
what
to
made
disappoint
you?
everyone. Yeah.
No, it's okay. What made you interested in joining the NFT space?
Oh man. Okay. So how I got into this?
Yeah.
Well, it was actually, I think everyone knows, like it was because of people. Yeah. When I saw that, when I was scrolling, I didn't remember where I really saw his name or know about him, but I
God. Oh,
Oops. All right. Okay. Everything okay?
yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I'm really sorry for this. So people, yeah, and I've read all like yeah, I saw people and I went yeet, money, and I just saw the article, I saw the YouTube video saying like people sold like $69 million, $69 million, and to me this is not something new. People always sell their paintings, their artwork all the time, and then there's the word NFT in it. I was like, what is this? And then is this still going to be like some dumb internet culture? And then I looked up into it, and then I saw like, oh, you can put like a stamp, like a unique ID on your artwork, and then you can sell it online. And I was thinking like, oh, so you can't just copy paste it. So you can't copy paste it, and it's actually a really great idea. And then I started reading more about NFT, like watching, and then I even had to learn about cryptocurrency. I have never ever interested one bit about cryptocurrency, and because of NFT, I now learn about cryptocurrency and I learn about crypto art, and then now I like the idea of it. I really do. Like it's like a really new, it's a new world that is giving birth in the 3D community. It's amazing. I know how artists always like said that it's hard to be an artist nowadays because there are so many artists, not just 3D. It can be 2D. It can be just like the physical painting, like you're painting with a brush or something. So this is like a really, really good idea, having NFTs, like putting a unique ID on your work and just sell it. That's crazy, and it can achieve. You can get millions of it. I was like, oh my god, I need to jump into this bandwagon. I gotta do it. To me, from where I come from, it was fairly new. I searched, like, I know I'm not the only Sarawatian that in this have involved themselves with NFT, but they were almost as if I had no one to ask. So I was a bit disappointed. I felt lonely. Yeah, I've talked to like Cyber Nerd and Space Joe in the DMs. They said like, yeah, like it's a good thing that we have our own community. And then I saw the Malaysian NFT account on Twitter. I was like, oh my god, nice. We have our own community here, and something that we can relate with, and maybe I can ask for help. And I just followed them, and then I saw you guys like gathering all the local community, all the local artists. Then I saw this 3D artists, and I was like, oh yes, I'm not alone in this. So that's how I really, really got into NFT, because of people, and it led to one another. And yeah, now I'm here. Over to you, Gray. She's out. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, this is awkward. Yeah, I know, right?
It's all right. Not the first time happening.
Thomas can jump in. Hello, Gray. Hello. No, she's lagging. Can you hear us? Oh yeah, she left. Yeah, someone else can take over. Oh yeah, right.
Hey, in the meantime, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
So you started with the donut, right? The blender donut?
Oh, yeah.
And you minted that.
Yeah.
What were your hopes when you went into
Yeah,
NFTs? Did you hope that you were gonna sell for $1 million immediately, or were you just trying to learn stuff?
Oh man, I was hoping that I could sell some stuff for $1 million right away on day one after I sold the donut. That was I was hoping for, because I didn't know like how realistic the market is. I was like, people sold $69 million. Okay, I'm just gonna hop on this laptop. I'm just gonna do Blender. I just do this silly ass donut, and then just gonna sell it for $1 million. That was my mentality at the time. And then I got more into the marketplace of NFT, and I saw, oh wow, there's a lot of competition here, and it's not that easy. I gotta get serious on that. So and then I toned down a bit my expectation. Like, all right, people made it after 5 years of doing every single day he released something, and every single NFT artist I've known have been doing it for years and years. Even in our own community, there are a lot of them. There are tons who have been involved in the industry for years and years. Some have been more than a decade. So at first I was a bit unrealistic, and then I had to tone down a little bit, and now I'm just focusing on my craft. I'm just practicing like more and more, getting to know with the 3D software, with Blender, and maybe even I was going to plan by starting maybe getting to know with other softwares, maybe not just 3D, maybe like Adobe and all that. Yeah.
Awesome. Gray, are you there?
Hey, Gray, I saw you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's
All right.
behind you.
Okay. Right. On to Gray then. Look over for a moment.
Yeah.
All right. So Ewwith, maybe you can describe your piece that you've made, Trap Cup, and what was the story behind it?
Oh man, I know you're probably expecting some sad story about the trap cup, but it's nothing really. It's just a really trap cup. I was just experimenting with the software. You can say that is my baby. Yeah, that's my baby. I was just going through the Blender tutorials, getting to know with the software itself, and then just experimenting. You can say that is like like a visual representation of me experimenting with art, not just NFT, not just crypto art, with not just digital art. This is just art. That is me. I have not much experience. I don't have any experience in art, and that's just, I can say that it's me experimenting with art and getting to know with art, and it leads me to 3D designs. Yeah, that's the story behind it.
It's okay. Not all art needs to have a meaningful meaning behind it. Yeah. So, do you also have a favorite
I know.
artist?
Like someone stole.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. My favorite artist. Oh man, there's a lot actually. I've been looking for. I've been diving into 3D renders for like a few years. I don't know anything about NFT yet at the time. I think NFT was not a thing at the time, but a few years back, I just scrolled through Instagram, and then I saw this there's always this Instagram page collecting like 3D renders of robotics, and then I saw this guy. His name is, I don't know if you guys know him. His name is Vitaly Bulgarov. Yeah, he always makes these renders like the skulls. They are ninjas and robotics. It really cool. It really, really attracted me about 3D, but I never knew that it's going to affect me like a few years later actually doing 3D renders myself. Yeah, Vitaly Bugrov, you can say, but there's a lot. Actually, like when I get into the local Malaysian NFT community, and now I have a lot of. I'll be adding more to that list. Everyone's artwork is just so amazing. But if you had to ask again, I would probably say there's also Bill Addis, there's Adam Spizak, Baron Sarper. That is my type. That is really my type. I really, really like the fantasy, majestic, and cool looking armor and heroic, something like that. But I am also interested in so many types of genre. Everything looks cool. Like we know, the art is subjective. Vitalis is really he made Ghost in the Shell. He actually made one of, or at least he's one of those people that made Alita. I think he designed Alita. Ghost in the Shell also. There's that you can see his works are kind of similar, especially when he's designing all the bodies of the characters. It looks so dope. It looks so cool. That's my type. That's my type. But that is such a long way for me to actually do that. I am currently on like level 1. Yeah, hard surface is crazy. I haven't even dive into that yet, but I know that it is crazy hard. I know it's not going to be impossible, but it's really, really hard. I myself is a beginner, and to do like simple stuff like low poly art is just, to me, it takes hours. It takes days to do low poly, and to actually create this high poly, this hard surface modeling, and we haven't even got into animation yet. That's crazy, man. Yeah, you can say I have a lot of favorite artists. You guys are my favorite artists.
Oh, you will get there. I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. Yeah, so it's fine. I think once you're more used to the software, then I think you can venture out and you just experiment. You know, it's all about experimentation at the end of the day. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Is like when you think about it, like there is no way someone can just be an expert in this short period of time. All these incredible NFT artists, all of them took like years and years. And some of them have been in the industry themselves, not just as compared to like there's people like me who is like self-taught. I have zero background in art, and just dive into it. Just start just learning NFTs and crypto arts and these weird words like Tezos and Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum was. Oh man, I just want to say like thank God for Tezos, because Ethereum kills me.
I'm also quite curious. Since you said you have no background in art, like what do you do in real life?
Yeah. I'm actually a student. Yeah, actually a student, and my background is actually aquatic science. Yeah, so like the gap is so huge. Like not even in cinematography, not even art, not even music. Yeah. It's aquatic science is, you can say in general, I learned everything, or almost everything that is involved with water. Anything that's involved with water, that's me. But I specialize. My thesis is on microplastics. Yeah. So there's a huge difference going from like aquatic science and being in this microplastic field, and then doing NFT art, which is 3D, and that's just crazy, man.
We also have a Malaysian artist. His name is Ronald Ong. He studies medicine and he also does NFTs.
Huh?
Ronald Ong.
Oh, that's
Have you heard
even
of
crazier.
him?
Edison. Yeah. Really,
Yeah.
I think I follow him. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I saw his sports. It's just amazing, man.
Yeah. Okay, so last question I
Yeah, he's
have
studying
for
to be a
you
doctor.
is
That's crazy. That's even crazier. Yeah.
okay. Last question I have for you today is, is there anything you're currently working on?
For now, yeah, I just posted my my low poly art yesterday, and that's my latest work. But currently, I'm planning to focus more on just refining my skills and getting to know more about Blender rather than just pressuring myself to release artworks weekly or even daily. Like that's just going to kill me. That's just going to destroy me, and I'm just going to be repetitive because my skills is not that it's not that big yet. So I gotta get to know with Blender first, maybe. So don't expect a frequent release of my artwork. Yeah. So not quite nothing much yet. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I do. Well, I would just wish you all the best, and how harnessing like your skills in Blender. Hopefully, everything would turn out well, and when you
Oh yeah, thanks, Ray.
make everything. All right. So a very informal way to end the session is maybe you can tell
Thanks.
us what is your go-to order when you go to the mama.
Oh, my go-to order is it on the house? This does this mama accept pesos or something or Ethereum?
Yeah, you can buy roti canai for.
Yeah, Malaysia. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, Pizza Hut. Are you Sarawak? Yeah. Yeah. If it's on the house, yeah. I'm probably gonna order. Yeah, just like what he ordered earlier. Maggi goreng. Yeah, maybe. And also like, of course, like to me, it's a side dish. Roti planta and roti bawang. That's a side dish, or at least an appetizer to me. Yeah, and then my drinks would be Tessie special. Yeah, I'm sure you guys know Tessie special. Yeah, Tessie special, but not with the pandan one, with the gula one. Yeah, like
Okay.
it's like a gula melaka.
I quite
Yeah, that's what I would order.
I was quite shocked that no one has ever said like teh ice limau because that's my favorite drink, and I thought everyone liked that drink. So everyone that I've interviewed so far have never said like.
Come on, Milo is so overrated. What is it? Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much for coming up and speaking to me about your art and everything. So give it a round of applause to Ewwith, and all the best to you. Hopefully, we'll see more of you in the space.
Hey, East Malaysia, shout out. Represent.
All right, so.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Thanks, Greg.
All right, so that is all we have for today. That wraps up the whole Meet the Artist sessions. I certainly hope you had a great time coming up here and, share with us your artistry. And to those watching, I hope you get to know everyone, like all the artists that came up a little bit better. And really do follow all of them and support, their art on social media like Twitter and Instagram. And have a great day ahead. And don't forget to join today's art hunt and sign the guest book for a chance to win something from us, okay? So take care, everyone, and thank you so much for coming. Bye!